Donovan Scott, the owner and creator of MatPass, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mr. David, Professor David. Professor David is a black belt, and he is a gym owner. He's opening a new location, and you know, here at MatPass, we always want to learn more about not just the martial arts community, but how we can grow the martial arts community. And so we're going to talk today and find out some of the things that he's encountered, some of the things that he's conquered, some of the things that he wants to grow in as he's building the martial arts community. So thank you, Professor David, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, guys.
It's always a pleasure.
Appreciate you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like what you do, like your experience, and what you're building.
So I started training in when I was 30. I forget what year that is. Probably 2005.
Okay.
I was 30, and I just wanted to learn MMA. I had no ambitions to fight. I had been kind of it was like, I mean, I've been around athletes growing up, and I understood like there's levels to athletes. So I never had the delusion that I was going to like, hey, I'm going to start training, and I'm going to go to the UFC, and I'm going to be a belt holder. That didn't just never cross my mind. I did fight a few times, but not something that that I was real driven to do. You know, I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to train and enjoy myself. And I was one of the guys sitting on the couch saying that I could do that. You know, and so I looked up a gym. There was like 2 in town at the time. I went to one, and I just fell in love with the sport, and with training MMA, we had to learn Thai boxing, we had to learn traditional gi jiu-jitsu, and then what we called submission wrestling. So I got to like. It took a long time to get here to the black belt, but I was you know studying, and so. You know, along with being a black belt, you know, I like to have a pretty good understanding of striking. I like to teach striking. I just can't hold. Breaks my heart because I can't hold pads for my daughter. You know, my kids love to hit pads. I love to hold pads, and I love training Thai boxing. But man, my shoulders just can't hold up. I put the gi on so I can kind of slow things down and still enjoy myself and put some work in. So
2005. That's been a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. So at what point were you like, man, I really want to get into teaching this more? Was there like a transition period that
I think at blue belt. I think at blue belt, I really kind of, you know, I started learning that to you know, better yourself. You know, by bettering somebody else, you better yourself. You know, by helping others, it just seems to kind of like really cut those grooves deeper. The lessons that we're learning, you know, tight arms, tight, you know. So just I tried to keep it. And I mean, at blue belt, then I kind of went off, and I had my own little fight team, 5, 6, 7 dudes that
cool.
I trained out of a garage, and I think that's kind of where I started getting that. I mean, I you know, I could see, and it wasn't because I was just such a great instructor. It was I had such great students putting forth that effort, you know, and so being able to see that kind of like you germinate a seed, you watch it sprout, you kind of watch it, you know, tick upwards, and you're like, oh wow, man, you know. So I think that's where I started.
It's got to be a fulfilling feeling. So tell us a little bit about your program. What are you building? What are you putting together now?
So we're pretty much like a little grappling squad. You know, we just moved out of where I was, and man, you know, when I first opened, I'm gonna offer gi jiu-jitsu, no gi. We're gonna do Thai boxing. We'll do MMA, and I just had this full schedule, and like it was just where we initially opened up, it was just a really tough spot to open up. You know, but I didn't look at it as like, I mean, I knew there were obstacles, but that shouldn't deter us, right? So just straightforward and like, let's get it done. And we were talking before you set the camera up, and it was like, hey, you know, what kind of problems did you have? What kind of the pros and cons of it? Shoot, man. I would say some overconfidence on my part. You know, some overconfidence. And we were talking about having, business partners and those relationships. What's up, boss? Those relationships that, you kind of like you move forward with, and then I wasn't prepared for that. So I had a couple partners, and kind of like just for whatever reason we splintered, and just it's just serendipitously, two other guys that were just much better equipped with the business side of it. One of them is a black belt. The other one, he gives black belts trouble, but they were both very successful businessmen. So I look at them as like business mentors. And then just having that direction. I don't have the day-to-day, but I can call them anytime and they can give me their what they think. I almost moved to where you were saying your office is close to that Austin Highway Walsham intersection, and really wanted to make that jump, that leap, and then I thought back a year ago I really wanted to make this leap, and I jumped in both feet. I was a little ill prepared. So I think, right now we're renting that space, and I think that's good we have like 12, 15 guys that, including kids. So we have a nice tight core group. Everybody's they're all killers, so I'm super proud of, my students. We're just going to hang tight until the paper, the numbers, everything shakes out to say, hey, we can afford this.
That's what's up. That's smart. So if you could wave a hypothetical magic wand, and one issue was gone, one issue was just a problem was just solved, what would it be? As far as growing your brand, so to speak.
So the easy answer is probably money, right? That's probably the easiest answer. I would probably, if I could wave a magic wand, man, I think the magic wand would prevent the lessons that we're supposed to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I might be shooting myself in the leg by being a billionaire. I want $1 billion.
Yeah.
Well, what lessons am I not going to learn?
Yeah.
Probably most of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're saying basically a way to be able to see the issues coming before they hit, like that. That's why mentorship is so important. I know the two gentlemen you're talking about are probably two of my mentors as well. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
And man, they've poured so much into me as far as understanding some of the things before the potholes before I get to them. And man, that makes such a big difference, man.
Yeah, I guess some foresight maybe. Because when I jumped into the place where we initially started, it was like, hey, we're going to do this and then we're going to do that, and I was spending money that I had, but I didn't really have it. I should have put that thing in the sock drawer. I should have just
just held on
stuck.
to it.
I really, and I guess I could, if I had that same wand, I would probably zap away my expectation or be a little more realistic.
I mean, I think it was Plato that said, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day.
Right. I don't know if that was Plato or not, but I like it.
It was not Plato. It was the dad from Friday.
Come on, Donovan.
Oh man. Okay, brother. Well, if you could tell the guys how to find you, where are you?
Sure. CombatSocialClub.com. Phone numbers on the website. Hit me up. Give me a call. And come in, have a class. We're not just taking anybody. We're not just hey, show up.
Jabronis. Jabronis are not allowed at all.
Just show up with your checkbook. That's not how we want to make sure that whoever we bring in, kind of just very much like y'all do here. You bring guys in and you're like, hey, we'll try it out. There's this little courting time. And if you're not a great mix for our group or not a great fit, we definitely point you in other directions. You know,
Yeah.
it's a big community, but it's pretty small world.
Yeah,
You know,
that makes so much sense, man. That's one of the things I love about this particular gym is like they cultivate a culture of like it's more than just a team. It really is a family, and like if you can have a family feel in your gym, like you can feel safe because I'm rolling with somebody. I'm not worried about him trying to rip something or going extra hard, extra mean, or I'm injured and I say, hey, my knee is a little jacked up, and he's aiming for the knee the whole.
yeah.
At the same time, I can have fun and I can play, I can laugh, I can have a good time with my training partners. So that family feel is really important.
So yeah, please come see us.
Yeah.
Give us a shout.
Where y'all located?
We're on Nacogdoches.
Okay.
On Nacogdoches, very close to MacArthur. So you look
Okay.
up on Google and you'll see where
I know
we're
the
at.
area pretty well. Okay.
Yeah. But shoot, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sitting me down. We finally got to do it.
Yes, I'm so glad, man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Well, guys, please check out David's stuff. I'll have his website underneath right here somewhere. And until next time, I'll see you on the mat.